Hello everyone. This topic will talk about infectious waste disposal and chemotherapy waste disposal. The incidence of infection in Thailand. According to the study conducted by the Pollution Control Department, the amount of infectious waste from both public and private sector are 65 tons per day. Average 0.54 kg per bed per day. The rate of infectious waste is expected to increase by 5.5% per year. Guidelines and methods of disposal of solid waste. Number 1. The incineration of solid waste must be standardized. There must be two burners, namely the incineration plant at the temperature of not less than 760 degrees Celsius, and the smoke from the furnace must meet the standards set by the Ministry of Health. Number 2. Removal of solid waste by other means. Biological standards for the destruction of pathogens were examined by means of sporulation analysis of Bacillus thermophilus and Bacillus subtilis. Number 3. Hospital and laboratory regularly check for disposal standards and report to local authorities. Number 4. The pace of disposal of infectious waste shall be supervised by one person in charge of science and engineering. Number 5. Solid waste disposal workers must have knowledge about infectious waste, prevention and suppression of infection and harm where personal protective equipment while in work. Principles of each technology of infectious waste disposal. Current technology of infectious waste disposal. Number 1. Chemical disinfection. Chemical disinfection is a basic treatment. It is a method used by public and private hospitals. Most of them use sodium hypochlorite 0.1 to 0.5%. Pour on the infected solid waste in a plastic bag, then bagged and sent to dispose in the clean incinerator. Number 2. Incineration. Type of incinerators. Number 1. Single chamber incinerators. Number 2. Multiple chamber incinerators. Number 3. Staff air. Future infectious waste technology. Number 1. Steam sterilization. Steam disinfection system. It works well with appropriate time and temperature inside a pressure tank, often called a steam sterilizer or autoclave or retort, at a high enough temperature to destroy the pathogen. Steam disinfection system. It works well with time and temperature. It is therefore imperative that all waste be exposed to the required temperature for a specified period of time. Number 2. Thermal inactivation. Thermal inactivation is a way to rely on heat transfer, cause the pathogen that cannot exist in the waste. In general, this method is suitable for use with large amounts of contamination such as industrial waste. Number 3. Gas vapor sterilization. This way, the destroyer is a gas or chemical vapor. The most commonly used chemicals are ethylene oxide and formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, which may be carcinogenic in humans. The safety measures must be strictly enforced. It should be used with trained personnel to use as well to destroy these gases. Often, the remaining gases from the destruction process are stored in solid waste. It will evaporate later. Number 4. Chemical disinfection. It is the most suitable method for liquid waste, but it is also used for solid waste. Good chemical disinfection should take into account the following factors: type of pathogens, the amount of contaminants, amount of protein, type of disinfectant, concentration and amount of disinfectant, touch time. Authors such as temperature, pH. Number 5. Sterilization by irradiation. It is a new technology developed in the latter. The experience of using radiation to medical device. Medical device, food, and consumer goods have been developed for use in solid waste. The advantages of this system when compared to other systems are as follows. Number 1. Use to destroy the infection. Number 2. Use less electricity. Number 3. Do not use steam. Number 4. There is no heat residue in the waste. Number 5. Good performance. The disadvantage is as follows. Number 1. High cost of system installation. Number 2. Requires highly skilled personnel. Number 3. Requires a lot of space. Number 4. There is a problem in eliminating the radiation source. Number 6. Microwave treatment. This system uses heat as a destroyer. This heat is produced by spraying with water to thoroughly absorb the waste. Then use electromagnetic waves to heat up those droplets, the important elements that need to be controlled. To effectively destroy electromagnetic waves are cutting, digestion, temperature, and heating time. Chemotherapy waste disposal. Start with clean disinfected waste containers. These containers are used to collect all kinds of regulated medical waste. Including trace chemotherapy, pathological, and infectious waste. Once these containers are full, they are prepared for shipment and picked up the containers to its end disposal and recycling facility. When the container arrive at recycling place, they are immediately scanned for radioactivity. Once the containers are cleared, they are brought to a scale house where each container is weighed, recorded, and then verified for accuracy. Next, the waste is removed and separated from the container for ultimate treatment. Regulate a medical basis process through government-approved sterilizers and then treated, so becomes a benign high-grade raw plastic liquid material. At this point, the empty containers are now ready for cleaning. Each container goes a two-step disinfection process. First, the containers are cleaned using an EPA registered disinfectant for a minimum of 10 minutes. Then each container is washed using chlorinated water at 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Thoroughly cleaning all containers and lids. Once the containers are cleaned, they are promptly dried. and then inspected for cleanliness. The containers are prepared for transportation. Planners are used for all trace chemotherapy containers. Finally, the containers are delivered back to the facility, where they are ready to be used once again.